How much CBD should firefighters be taking at a time? A frequently asked question and a really good one. Frankly, a lot of dosage recommendations out there are kind of BS. We vastly underdose ourselves in some respects, and sometimes it's all just a matter of marketing and brand packaging, and we're really not talking about the science and the research behind how much CBD we should be taking. I'm John. I'm the founder of Rescue One CBD, and today we're going to talk about dosages. So just real quick, all of the information and the knowledge and experience we have with CBD as a medical and scientific community is based on a few really big studies and then a lot of smaller studies. And the few really big studies were basically conducted by a pharmaceutical company called GW Pharma. They're out of the UK. They make a pediatric seizure medication out of CBD. It's called Epidiolex. And they had to study through 3 phases of FDA trials how this stuff works. And that means that you have to take CBD, they would have to draw your blood, see how quickly it gets in there, how long it lasts, all this stuff. Well, we took that in comparison with studies done from universities all over the world for things like anxiety and pain and inflammation, and we kind of came to conclusions of what doses do work and what doses don't. A couple really quick. For sleep, anything less than 25 milligrams has a negligible effect on your sleep. If you don't take at least 25 milligrams, it's worthless. And in fact, a lot of people were reporting poorer sleep, worse sleep, if they took smaller than 25 milligram doses. As far as anxiety, the higher, the better. So there have been as small doses as 32 milligrams at a time that were shown to have anti-anxiety effects. People were taking as much as 400 milligrams at a time and finding that that has almost like a sedative effect, which is a ton of CBD. Just for reference, our whole bottle of CBD has 1,000 milligrams in it. So you'd be taking almost half the bottle. You'd be taking 40% of the bottle to get that 400 milligram dose. So usually those are formulated to be very high dose for those reasons. Now, this is CBD strictly. This has nothing to do with THC. These studies were only looking at the CBD compound. So sleep, 25 milligrams at least. Anxiety, 32 milligrams at least. And for things like inflammation and pain, it had ranged everywhere from 10 milligrams all the way up again to several hundred milligrams at a time. It really depends on that because pain is such a tricky thing. Just like sleep is, where there's multiple complexities behind it. Is your pain from inflammation? Is your pain from neuropathy, like from having nerve damage from diabetes or post-surgery or things like that? So, and pain can be psychological too. There are people that perceive pain that's completely psychological that actually isn't there. So it's really hard to gauge on that. And that's why sometimes it's better to look at things like pain from arthritis in animals to see how it affects them, because that psychological component isn't there as much as it is in humans to some extent. So when you test them, there really is no placebo effect, if you will. So having that is really noticeable in animals. And for animals, for arthritis, 2 milligrams per kilogram for dogs was noted to be a big help for arthritis. That's 1 milligram per pound of body weight. Humans are a little different. We don't need as much CBD as dogs do. You have to give dogs a lot more. So there's a interesting component to that too. But what we basically realized all the way around was that we would rather have a stronger dose in our CBD bottle than a smaller dose. So we formulated our CBD to have 33 milligrams per serving. This kind of covers the base of sleep because it's at least 25 milligrams for the proper dose for sleep. And it covers the base, the minimum for anxiety, which is 32 milligrams, or just above that, 33 milligrams. And knowing that people were taking 400, 500, 600 milligrams at a time in certain studies with no side effects, no adverse reactions, we know that you can safely increase dosages. It's safe for your liver, the World Health Organization, so there's no risk for dependency or overdose. And so with that in mind, we start with this dose of 33 milligrams, increase it as needed. Obviously, anytime you're taking supplements or compounds or anything like this, you have to talk to your doctor. And our disclaimer is anytime you want to increase your dosages, you should talk to your doctor. And whatever she or he says, that's the law of the land for you. But as far as what research has shown, if you increase dosages, it's not dangerous unless your doctor says so. So medication really would be the only caveat here, where if you're taking something that CBD interacts with, like SSRIs in particular, or blood thinners, those things would have to be cleared by your doc, because obviously you don't want to increase the strength of those without talking to your doctor first. So our dropper starts at 33 milligrams. That's the minimum. Unless your doctor has a problem with it, feel free to increase those doses, and you can do so safely with confidence. We hope this helps. Share with other firefighters. We need to get the word out about CBD that's safe for the job. If you like, comment, and follow our pages on YouTube, on Instagram, our podcast. We have lots of content like this that tries to help clear some of the air, and you can follow along. You can always email us, support@rescue1cbd.com, and we'll get right back to you, or DM us on Instagram. We're really responsive there too. So take care of each other and be safe out there.